Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Cody the Coin Raptor, and I want to talk to you about Bitcoin and Crypto Chart TA and why I think buyers should beware. But before we get to that, be sure to smash that subscribe button to see my latest content and leave a like if you like this content and would like to see more. So, Bitcoin has had a pretty large red day today. We can see the candle right here, in which we've seen Bitcoin fall about 2.2% or so. And what we've seen is a pretty dramatic pullback from the RSI. So one thing I posted on Twitter recently was that the RSI, the daily RSI for Bitcoin, had been insanely high. It reached a height here of about 88, and it stood there at about 88 throughout the entire weekend, and only today has it started to actually come down again. That has been pretty remarkable, and the last time Bitcoin was, the Bitcoin daily RSI was actually this high, was all the way back, let me go all the way back here, all the way back in 2013. And if we zoom in here, we can see here in April of 2013, it was this high. And it was this high for about 6 days or so. And that kind of preceded before a major collapse in the crypto price. Now, what we have here is the bull market run up of 2013. And we see that as soon as it dips below a certain level, we see the price come down pretty dramatically. And now I'm not expecting that we'll see such a dramatic price decrease, but we will be seeing a pretty dramatic pullback in the Bitcoin price, I think. Not in this case, it was about 29%, followed by a 50% drop. However, in our case right now, I don't think that that's going to be possible. I don't think we're going to see a 30% drawdown or anything like that. But I do think that we are definitely due for a major pullback. All right, so what I have here is I have the heavy resistance band here at the top that goes from 21.1 thousand to 22.8 thousand. It's had a hard time even just pushing up into this range, and this resistance range right here, I've derived from both the November highs and also from the September level, and then additionally here in October as well. So it's had a hard time breaking through that whole area right here. And so I feel like the way things are going, we're going to wind up seeing a pretty large pullback in Bitcoin. Now, where is Bitcoin going to wind up? I think it's very possible that we come down here and we retest the support level here of the 200-day moving average. That's what I have here in this blue line right here. That's your 200-day moving average. That is at 19,500. That is where I would expect the most solid support, the strongest support level. And I don't currently believe that this support level that it's at right now at about 20,700, I don't think that this support level is going to last. And I think we're going to at the very least, come back down here to the 200-day moving average over the next couple of days. Now, if that level doesn't hold, what's probably going to wind up happening is we'll probably get a retest of about 19,000. And then below that, you're looking at a support level here at about 18,300 or so. Now, a pullback for Bitcoin would not necessarily mean that that's the end of the uptrend, because we could actually have a pretty healthy pullback here, and then we could have an additional move higher as well, and that would also continue the uptrend. Okay, so I'm not trying to be overly negative here. I'm not trying to be bearish. What I'm trying to say is a pullback in this case would be incredibly healthy, considering Bitcoin went from 16,600 all the way up here to 21,600, and it did that in a matter of about a week or so. So a pullback right now would be extremely healthy. Now, what you don't want to see is you don't want to see it come down here and break the 16,500 level and move lower. That would be very bearish in this case. Now, as for myself, I am still remaining very patient right now. There's a good reason why I didn't FOMO buy this whole thing here, because I don't believe that it's going to stay up here for very long. And if we do catch it on a pullback, I probably will be adding to my position on a pullback. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the funding rate real quick here. And so funding rate has been green. It has been very strongly green. The longs are still in control and have been in almost continuous control ever since the 19th of December. And right now, that does not seem to be changing. However, I will say that it seems like there's a bit of a downtrend going on right now with the funding rate. And so what that's meaning is that the longs are getting more and more exhausted as time goes on. And that's something that we can also see in the RSI as well, because the RSI has been dipping quite a bit in the last couple of days. So what we're seeing here is an acute case of buyer exhaustion. And even when you look at the volume, we can see here the volume is tapering off significantly over the past couple of days. Now, to illustrate this point, I usually like to check the net unrealized profit loss or NUPA levels for Bitcoin, and that'll give you an idea of if the market's in profit or the market's in loss. And over the last couple of days, we've seen a pretty massive increase to the number of Bitcoin holders that are in profit. Right now, it's actually at a positive level, so positive 6.5. So the market as a whole is in profit over 6%. What a huge change from where we were before at the start of the year, in which the market was underwater about 19%. So that's a pretty massive increase in just about 2 or 3 weeks. Also like to check the number of addresses with at least one Bitcoin. That has gone up dramatically in the past couple of days as people have been stacking sats. And so what we have here is a corresponding increase to the number of holders, and we have almost a million. We're at about 980,000 or so. And if we zoom in here even further, we can actually see like a tapering of the number of addresses that have at least one Bitcoin. It's at 981,000 right now, and then it actually dropped off to about 979,000. So what that's telling me right now is that there is actually some profit taking going on right now, in which buyers have been selling their Bitcoin into this big increase, which is consistent with the rest of the data that I've gone under. Now, we're also going to go ahead and take a look at the realized price, because the realized price is incredibly important when we talk about Bitcoin and valuation. Realized price is like an average cost basis for Bitcoin. So if we zoom in here, we can see that it is still head and shoulders above the realized price. The realized price right now is sitting at about 19,700. So if you take a look at where the 200-day moving average is right now, it's very close to that realized price. And both of those two things together are going to provide for a fairly strong support level. And as long as it stays above this realized price, you're buying Bitcoin above what the average market cost basis is. And if you buy below it, you're buying below the average cost basis for the market. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about Ethereum too. So Ethereum, we have a similar kind of story for Ethereum. However, unlike Bitcoin, which filled this kind of November gap, we can call this kind of like the FTX panic gap here. It has not filled this bowl, right? This bowl has not been filled. And in order to do that, it would have to come up here to about 16,000 or 1650 or so, and it just hasn't right now. It actually stopped here at a previous resistance level, and instead that resistance level became support, so I changed this to a blue line. And now we're going to see if there's any more buying pressure in store for Ethereum to kind of close this bowl and come all the way back up here to 1655. I think just like with Bitcoin, though, that we're going to wind up seeing a pullback, and in this case, another pullback to the 200-day moving average here would be a pullback to about 1413, somewhere in that range, and I think that is very possible over the next couple of days. Next, we're going to talk about BNB, so Binance Coin. Binance Coin has been very interesting, and just like with Bitcoin, it's actually kind of filled this bowl again with that November panic. It's come up here to about 1314, and then it was rejected off of that level. And now it almost kind of looks like we have a little bit of a double top going on here, which you have one top and then you have two tops right here. And if that's the case, that means that Binance Coin is also going to retrace significantly. The major support level right now is at 283. And what we have here is the 200-day moving average at about 279. And so that could definitely be an important support level as well for Binance Coin. All right, so that's all I've got for you guys today. If you like this content, let me know. Like, subscribe, and go ahead and leave in the comments what you guys think is going to happen to Bitcoin or Ethereum or Binance Coin. If there is another coin you want me to cover, some chart TA you want to go ahead and you want me to go ahead and take a look at, leave a comment below, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next video.